protecting older adults on this Elder Abuse Awareness Day. It might be a parent, a grandparent, even a friend, Aisha. And you've got more at the First Alert Safety Desk with how we all can play a role in prevention.
Right, Emerson. Today's a global call to action to recognize, prevent, and address the mistreatment of older adults who live in our community. The National Center on Elder Abuse says today is a day to combat abuse, neglect, exploitation. Closer to home, Wisconsin Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection wants to highlight specifically financial abuse. We know every year older consumers report losing billions of dollars to scams and fraud. DATCP says the awareness part, that's key. Learning the signs of elder abuse can help you better be prepared to stop it from happening. As you know, scammers may target older adults by exploiting social media, texts and calls, emails or pop-ups on computers or phones. And these criminals sometimes pretend to be a real friend or even a family member, an online romantic partner, or a government official or program like Medicare. Warning signs: an older adult is being scammed or financially exploited. Maybe there's sudden changes in their spending, loans, will, trust, or beneficiary designations, or there's unexplained loss of money or assets. Maybe they try to move their money into new accounts for suspicious reasons. A good resource is the DATCP Consumer Protection Hotline. It's on your screen right here, 800-422-7128. The National Center on Elder Abuse says about 1 in 5, actually 1 in 10, so 5 million Americans experience elder abuse, neglect, exploitation. It is not just financial. They say it takes every one of us to help protect our older loved ones, friends, and our neighbors. Emerson.